Megan Fox has the story.
Megan Fox.
Megan Fox.
Megan Fox.
Megan Fox.
Megan Fox, a national journalist.
Mastodon. I will never be able to say that.
It feels like the Flintstones live there.
It does.
Well, don't trust women. I think you just touched on that with your last. That's what they brought. We're going to have to bring back chaperones.
Jesus, no.
Just careful. Stop! Break! Ooh. Hard right.
How did you screw up a stove, Megan? You're a woman. I thought that was baked into you, like at the genetic level, how to operate kitchen equipment.
And honestly, Megan, if you don't like it, I'm sorry. I've been very nice to you.
You get Dino hanging out outside chewing on a large bone.
I highly recommend being targeted by the New York Times and Rolling Stone for weight loss. And I'd say, keep it coming. I need to lose 20 more. Please, keep it coming.
Explain to me, Megan, why did this country not have a holiday once a year? That's the time you vote. If you don't show up and vote, up your ass. You don't get another chance. You don't get, I don't care if you're in the hospital. Crawl to the stake, crawl there. But that's it, 1 day, 12 hours, and then you're done. And you count them that day, and that night you know who the hell won.
I will eat you alive. You want to tangle? You want to go?
The only thing going through my head is, what are you going to do when Megan Fox runs wild on you, brother?
He made a deal with the devil. She's the devil.
He wants that.
Oh, God. Gross! Oh! All right, penalty box for slug. Yep. Are you ready to behave yourself now, slug?
This frustrating rep.
Are you ready to behave yourself? Repossessed puppies. I'm hiding pork chop. Have you seen his little pork chop? Oh my God, pork chop is the cutest.
That sounds bad.
Have you seen it?
Pork. It's pork.
Though you may be tempted, do not contact any person or persons mentioned on this stream. Do not even think about contacting anyone who may be the topic of the daily news. If you should do that, the host will question your IQ, possibly call you names, and mock you for disobeying these basic rules of decency.
All the best.
All the best. Now don't get your panties in a squunch, chat. Stop getting your panties all squunched. We're back. We're back.
It's getting squunchy up in here.
It's definitely squunchy up in here. I am welcome back, by the way. I'm your favorite medium smart investigative journalist. We're just sitting here watching trial coverage of the Timms trial in Georgia, one of the most maddening cases I've ever seen. I don't know about you, Mo. And Mo's shown up today, Mo, in the deep end with her adorable little princess buns and this flour concoction. I just can't get enough of you. I can't stop looking at it.
Well, I am going through all of my mountains of theater kid disguises as Mr. Mo is trying to make me into a functional human by like organizing them into my adult closet and, being all like organizey.
How dare he try to make you organized? How dare he?
Well, before y'all met me, I was actually too type A to function, and like my Stitch chaos level and my type A-ness were flipped. So you are now meeting the more Stitch-like. I had a Stitch regression.
Well, I think you look adorable, by the way. I love this look. I may have to try this at some point, although I'm a little worried about it. I think I might look bizarre.
So I will say, if you make sure that they're kind of on the same level, because that's where I always end up having trouble. But if you kind of make sure that the ponytail, and then I just kind of bobby pin pieces.
It's adorable. It's adorable. You're absolutely adorable. She's so camera ready today.
I think we can mark hair talk already off. We have
can mark Hair
Haired.
talk off the bingo card. Speaking of the bingo card, I think I changed a few things on it. Hold on, let me pull it up here because we do need to get bingo going. Let's see. Is there a search function in the favorites bar? Yes, there is. Okay, let's see. Search for bingo. Tim's trial bingo card. See, I got smart and I saved it.
You are so smart. See, I am like writing things like I have my Blue's Clues Moe's guide to things she needs to remember, and then I have my trial notes. So.
All right, let's see. I'm adding this is squunched up to the bingo card. There we go. Squunched up. All right, let's generate this sucker. How do I do it? Oh yeah, save and then share this URL. Okay. No, that's not what I wanted, Megan. Okay, now I can head over to the other side of the screen over here where I have the YouTube chat. I'm going to place the bingo card in the chat with the super tips link. So we'll do super tips first. Super tips. Don't forget to use fun AI voices to support the show. It's a lot of fun and it makes us laugh. supertip.gg/Megan Fox. And the bingo link is also there. And I'm going to pin them both to the top of the chat. Get your bingo cards. Get them now. And, oh, good Lord. Tug is calling me. Jeremy Hales is calling me. Something must be going on, but I can't answer the phone.
Oh, no. I
can't answer you.
I'm going to need the entire room from A Beautiful Mind for you to explain what is going on with the Hales in the last year since I stopped watching. I have a bunch of red yarn. I think I can make it work.
Yeah, you're going to need a lot of red yarn and a cork board, and you're going to need probably antibiotics. I know it's going to be a whole thing. You're going to need a lot. Access to an urgent care, probably. So we'll set it up at some point. There's much going on in that case. And today there was a hearing. And I'm probably that's the update I'm getting, and I'm missing because I'm here with you guys, but that's okay. I will call them afterwards to get the update. All right. Where did we leave off? Okay. Flux is going to be late. She's working on homework. She is excused for working on homework. Jennifer Williams was going to be here. We still don't know if she's going to be here or not, but she has had a small family emergency, and so she may not be able to be here. If she shows up, that would be great, and if she doesn't, that's okay. We can hold down the fort. Rosalind, I think, is also going to be here, but she had something going on right at this very second, so she'll be here when she can. We are starting with the Dr. Paula Dixon, who looks like the Temu version of Sally Field in Steel Magnolias.
I know. I keep wanting her to say, but I can run from here to Memphis, but my daughter can't. Or I know. I always get that in terms of endearment, but I have always wanted to have my daughter gets medicine now.
Yes. It's we are just tuning in to the cross-examination of Dr. Paula Dixon. Paula Dixon, she's just the sweetest little thing. She's the pediatric radiologist, and she talks like this.
Call her Paula Dean, though. And I'm like, is she going to teach us how to use butter in 9 different ways in one dish? Because I'm here for it.
Possible. But she talks like this, and she's very soft-spoken, and she doesn't seem to be the kind of person who would lie and take your child from you. But apparently this is how they do it in Georgia. They smile in your face, and then they tear your family from limb to limb. It's very terrifying. Pretty much. It's very terrifying. You can't tell who are the baddies. This is why I like to be a Yankee. You can really tell up here who's a bitch and who isn't. And nobody talks nice. Nobody really talks nice up here. You don't have to worry about them screwing with you in this way. All right, here we go. So this is Brady Timms' lawyer, Jason Hood. He has just walked up to the podium where he is going to try and tear this lady to shreds. Bush says, stop saying Georgia. It's Joja. Joja. Sorry. Okay. All right. Joja. And yeah, after her testimony, she's going to make a pie for everyone. She's going to come down and make a pie at the bar here. She's going to show everyone how to make a pie. That would be funny. I would like that.
That would be.
All right, get your bingo cards ready. Does everybody have their bingo card out? Oh, I forgot to generate mine. All right, let's go over the bingo real quick. We've got lazy investigator, dumpster moment. What a bitch. Sex scandal face, Meg's blood pressure meds stop working. Hair talk, which we can check off, and the free space. Drunk or high witness. Judge gets annoyed. Mo drops the C word. Mo makes us snort. Blink rate anomaly. Coughing in the gallery. Court reporter stink eye. Defensive body language. Witch sighting. Mo hates the prosecutor. Overruled. State lies. Evasive answers. Sidebar. The simulation does not disappoint. Prosecutor earns Megan's hate. This is squunched up and conflicting testimony. I love this bingo card. It's a good one. It's a good one. Dark paneling, says JKD Buck. If they throw a bunch of junk on the wall, it would look like a Cracker Barrel in there. Did you hear that Cracker Barrel has gone back? They've gone back. They're putting all the shit back on the walls, and they're giving up.
Yeah, the problem is that they also forgot they were a restaurant and decided everything should be microwaved.
Right. That is also the problem they're probably not going to be able to recover from. The food is terrible. I don't know if you've been to a Cracker Barrel recently, but it's inedible. It's bad, folks. It's bad.
I'm kind of glad that I am slowly turning into John Hughes, but I just prefer to call it becoming my inside cat self. That being said, I have not wanted to go into, they always seemed so busy. I mean, now would be the perfect time for me to go to Cracker Barrel. It would be like me going back and reclaiming the wonderful time when you could go to Walmart at 3 a.m., and get your shopping done, find like the one stalker who knows where everything is, and you go up and you're like, sir, I don't want to disturb you and I really don't want to even have to talk to you, but do you happen to know where they moved the peanut butter? And he's like, oh, dumbasses, it's aisle 11 now. And we go back to our inside cat, listening to whatever we're listening to kind of relationship. But now you can't do that anymore. Now Walmart isn't 24/7 anymore.
It's too bad. It's too bad. All right, I have set a super chat goal. If you want to support the show and you want me to turn the commercials off, if we get 20 super chats in the next hour, I will do so. I will turn those flocking commercials right off and you won't have to deal with them anymore. Otherwise, that's okay. You don't have to send super chats, but you will have to put up with commercials because that's otherwise, how do we get paid? There's just no other option. There's no other option, but I did turn it on low. So hopefully you are not getting a ridiculous amount of commercials. But if you would like no commercials, send some super chats. I will count the super tips as well. Super tips also count. And we've got one to kick off the show from Vice Baby. Vice Baby, you're such a sweetheart. Let me see. Let's pull this up so we can see what he has to say.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Hello to our favorite medium smart fox mother, Megan, the wonderful panel, and amazing chat. We're halfway through the week.
Love you all, and don't forget to like and subscribe.
Hey, I was about to say that.
That was so good. You know what? Also,
That's
it was
hilarious.
my daddy's 84th birthday yesterday.
Wow.
Can you believe that?
It
My
was
dad is
Mr.
84.
Bose or Mr. Mose. He's getting old. I told him that now we're economical because he can get the senior ticket and I can just be the kid ticket. Because we have a 9-year age difference, so I'm always joking with him. So I'm like, well, now it's economical because I get young person and you get senior citizen.
Senior discount.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like, check out the AARP app. We are going places at 4 p.m. for the dinner special.
That's funny. I'm so blessed. My dad is in is as sharp as he ever was. I talked to him last night for like an hour. He's so funny when he gets going. God, I love talking to him. And I'm so blessed. Both of my parents in their 80s are completely as sharp as they ever were. Like not a thing wrong with them other than getting old and hobbling a little bit, like it's amazing. So I feel very grateful I'm thankful.
An everyday miracle that I think we sometimes take for granted. So that is awesome.
For real, being able to keep your right mind in your old, I mean, getting old is hell to begin with. And then when you have dementia on top of it, or these other things that come into play, muscular problems, these diseases that could happen, I just feel so blessed that my parents are so in such good health. They really are. I mean, talking to my dad, it could have been like 20 years ago. The man has not changed a bit. I love it. I love it. My sister Stephanie surprised him for his birthday. She flew out there to Arizona, and she because my mom's in Hawaii. She's gone. She's visiting family because there's a memorial for my grandmother and in Hawaii. So my mom went out there, and my dad was alone, and my sister decided she was going to surprise him. So now they are together, and it was a blast to talk to him. So happy birthday to my dad, and may he see many more. All right, here we go. Are you ready for this? Because I hope it's better than the last time we were here, because I want to hold these people accountable. Do it, Jason.
Word suggests.
Oh, let me.
Can you give me your definition of the word suggests?
Suggest it.
She looked like she was waiting for an objection there. Did you see that? Look, she looked at the prosecutor.
He looks like me when my teacher would ask me to spell anything. Like, look, Miss Morrison, you and I both know this isn't going to end well. I would suggest you kindly call on another person. She's like, couch Mo. And I'm like, we both know that this is just not going to end well.
Watch what she does. Watch her head.
Can you give me your definition of the word suggests?
Suggest it.
You're going to save me? Is there an objection?
Say findings that would lead me to believe that is what is going on.
Okay. If I said it was something that infers or implies a fact, but does not necessarily directly state a fact, would you agree with that definition?
I'm sorry. Ask the question again, please.
If I said...
Is she serious? Infers or implies? Does that also mean suggest? Yes. So this is how it's going to go.
Oh, no. Are we going into the Sarah Boone levels of thesaurus management? Is this what we're doing now? Because, look, I need to wash that wig.
Oh, hey, the Glares in the chat. How you doing?
Howdy.
It's good to see you. I sent my people over to see your Turtle Boy stream last night. I didn't get a chance to actually see it myself, but I'm glad you're covering that, man. That is a horrific case, what they're doing to Aiden in Boston. Those Boston people, they ought to be ashamed of themselves. I would like to have them annexed from the country. Can we just take Boston and Canton and just remove it from the country? We don't want you anymore.
Okay, Canada, we have a thought. California, and Canton. You have those. We take Alberta. And now that I don't remember where anything else is located in Canada. Nova Scotia. They're probably on the opposite ends.
Bruce we're taking. Moose. What does what mean? We're going to go through the dictionary today, folks. Hey, don't forget to share out this stream, by the way. YouTube is doing some really fucked up shit. Let me just put it that way. They're doing some really screwed up shit to creators. My stuff, especially about this trial, is not being distributed. And I don't know if it's the content, the subject matter. I don't know, but YouTube doesn't want you to see it. They don't want anyone to see it. They're not distributing I had to delete that video that I made of the recap from days 1 and 2 because they were suppressing it so hard. Literally no one saw it. So I have to re-record it and maybe change all the words. Like they don't want me to say child abuse, or they don't want me to say, so I'm going to have to make up words like child obtuse pediatrician, child no-no pediatrician.
So I say CA and DV. But this was what pisses me off, because we're trying to shed light on something, but because of ridiculous, again, YouTube, here's the thought. I know you haven't been profitable in the entire 20 year of your tenure, but here's a thought. There are certain advertisers that would be okay with the topics that we're talking about. How about you have the advertisers fill out a survey on what they would like to be covered on, and the ones that don't give a flapjack what they're covered on, they're just paying $5 for their IHOP video to be up. How about we do that? So
Also though, but they shouldn't lie to me. Don't lie to me. Don't blow smoke up my ass, because I know for a fact those huge advertisers have no problem being on ABC, CNN, CNBC channels on YouTube, and all they do all day long, 24/7, is report on ARP and abuse and all kinds of stuff. Violence. They show violent videos. They show all kinds of things on those channels. They say all the words we're not allowed to say, but they have all the advertisers. So
Believe
it's not
me,
even that.
That's what really irritates me with Mornings with Mo. I can't say the words. And again, these are horrific things. I think we would want to give them gravity, but because I am trying to make this more than a semi-profitable tax write-off, I am, trying to earn some.
Yeah, we end up.
I have to use all these
sounding,
creoles
we end
and
up
stupid
sounding
words.
silly. We're using codes, and we end up sounding like we're taking these very serious topics with no gravity whatsoever. And it's like, that's not it. It's that YouTube censors us to the point where we can't get any distribution or eyes on our content if it's about anything slightly, even remotely controversial, or dealing with a CA or DV, or we're going to say abuse. We're going to say child abuse here all day long.
Yeah.
There's no getting around it. So it appears that the live stream gets more eyes on it than the recorded videos. And I have to find a way for the recorded videos and the recaps to get out to more people. So I have to go re-record those and try again. And it's just stupid. It makes me really mad. So my point of going off on that tangent is to tell you to please share this out with people. If you know that this is an important subject, and that's why you're here. That's why we're all here. So please share it out with people, because YouTube's not going to help. We'll just put it that way. They're not going to help. All right, here we go.
Use the definition of the word suggests. And I said it is to imply or infer a fact, but not necessarily to state that a fact exists. Would you agree with that definition?
In part, it does infer. When I use that, I am almost positive. I wouldn't have said it to start with. I weren't almost positive.
Okay.
Almost positive is not
your records
positive,
in
ma'am.
this case?
I have.
When did you do that?
In the last month.
Okay. And these were images that were taken now roughly between 2 and 3 years ago now. Some of them, is that correct?
That's right.
You have reviewed how many tens of thousands of images since these images? A lot, correct?
Yes.
I would imagine, need to review these images and look at your record to refresh your recollection about your perceptions of these images. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Almost
that
positive
I'm
equals
sure
not
spoken with
positive.
Members of the district attorney's office. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
I
How
don't
many
want my
times?
doctor to tell me he's almost positive about something.
Probably twice.
Who have you spoken with?
I spoke with.
Imagine the outrage you would feel and should feel if your child was taken from you because they were almost positive you had abused them. That's what we're talking about here, folks. We're talking about medical professionals who aren't even positive. They're almost positive.
Well, and I wonder if this is sort of a liability, cover my ass kind of two-step dance, because these the same doctors that were not going to file the new, affidavit or affirmation. Again, they want to be able to make these claims when they're almost positive, but not have that stand against them if they're wrong. You can't have your cake and eat it too. You either need to be positive enough to invasively take a child out of a home, because, 10% of a half-assed job is still not a job.
No, from your hired PI. I'm almost positive your spouse isn't cheating. Is that sort of like Mostly Dead? Yes. Yes. Yes, it's like Mostly Dead.
I mean, imagine getting a pregnancy test and it's like almost
Almost
positive.
positive. So I'm almost positive you're not the father. Yeah, none of the almost positive is not a medical term. I'm almost positive you have an STD. Take this $800 medicine and pay this $1,500 bill. Yes, I am almost positive the chicken is cooked enough. Who's going to risk it? You want to risk it on almost positive? This is you know what, frankly, put a fork in her. She's done. That very first exchange has completely discredited her in my eyes if I'm on the jury. Right now, if I'm on the jury, all of this is going, I'm writing down almost positive the chicken is cooked, almost positive that you have cancer, almost, what the fuck is almost positive? You take my kid because you're almost positive?
See, and Megan, this is the part that people don't understand when you have complex things. The doctors will look at you and they're like, we're almost positive we kind of understand how CRPS works now. And I'm like, this is helpful.
These are the people I've entrusted my entire health to. Bruce the Moose says, I'm testing almost positive for fake twins. This is Laura Owens. It was almost positive about that multiple times, it appears.
It seemed to be a hobby for her. She should have like Pokemon almost positive cards.
Jen the Couch Fairy, I'm almost positive your transmission is fine. I almost won the lottery. It's not as great as winning the lottery. No, it's really not. No, the blood pressure meds are working fine. I'm laughing. And the laughing doesn't make my blood pressure go up. So no, you don't get that. Stop trying to cheat. Stop cheating, chat. Was almost on your bingo card. No, unfortunately, holy God, the truck's going by right
strafed? Now. What's going on? Lynette's moving in.
I had the windows open, and for whatever reason, there's like a trucking convoy going by right now. I'm almost positive that check will clear.
Hey, allegedly, I didn't do that in my 20s. The children today will not understand the joy and fear of floating a check.
Oh my God. This one is, let's see, there's another one. I guess it's better than only slightly positive. Yeah, that did sound like an airstrike. I know. It really did. Jen says, I'm almost positive Megan's meds will hold through today's trial. Yeah, she's done. In my opinion, he just cooked her. She's thoroughly cooked. And I would just be laughing at her at this point. Oh, you're almost positive? I'm just almost positive. Well, that's not enough, lady. If you're going to take somebody's kid, you better be 100%. Or like Laura Owens says, you better be 1,000,000% sure that those
Laura
twins
Owens,
exist.
The spokesperson for truth and honesty.
Well, I want to believe, though, that these doctors actually think that they're doing the right thing. She can't even say that. She can only say I was almost positive. What? I am almost positive Megan won't be bombed by the current airstrike over her house. And coming to the stage is Rosalind Duke.
Hello.
Howdy.
How are
Hello.
you? Good morning.
We're good. Night Guardian 34. Thanks for the 5. Speaking of sensitive topics, today is World Rage Quit Preventative Day. Please reach out if you are feeling down or need help. People do care. Oh my gosh, it's Rage Quit Preventative Day? Then chat, I need to speak to you very seriously. Those of you who are in my chat sometimes will get very angry with me and you will rage quit on me. You will rage quit and you will send flouncy emails. I just want to say, today is not that day. Today is Rage Quit Preventative Day, which means you will hold the rage inside and save it for another day. Not today, Chad.
Stuff it down. Way down.
Chappie, thanks for the 2. Magic Johnson was HIV almost positive.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Too soon?
Vice Baby says, I'm almost positive I'm squunched.
No, not the squunching. The squunching has
The
to
squunching. The squunching is happening.
Oh my gosh, we should make we could call them squunchimals. Forget Labubu's or whatever those weird things are.
Or
Scrunchies.
Shopkins that Johns Hopkins. We'll do Squunchables instead.
Yes.
Oh no.
All right. Well, Rosalind, you're not late for anything. We've literally gotten 3 questions in on the
I was listening.
cross-examination.
I was listening.
All right, here we go. Have you spoken to the prosecutor, and who was it?
Miss Fox and
It wasn't me.
Mr. Hamby.
Investigator Hemby.
Handy. Investigator
Yes.
Handy?
Oh no.
Hamby.
I'm telling you.
All right.
This is a weird matrix we're in.
All right. Please go over to the bingo card and check off the simulation does not disappoint. Investigator Handy. Come on. Come on. It's
To be
too
fair,
easy.
that might be the only functional and fit for purpose movement he does.
Oh.
You can't have an investigator named Handy. And if you do, you need to make him change his name. You can't have a child abuse investigator named Handy. No.
We had
Is
an
his first name Jay?
investigator. Oh, please, goodness, that would be awesome. And you know how they do monograms, so like your middle, it's all messed up, so it would definitely work.
Hand jobs for everyone.
Perfect. Perfect.
Investigator Handy was almost handy. I am almost positive someone will rage quit this street. If I don't hit play on this thing, you're all gonna rage quit. I can't get through it today. I can't. It's too funny. She's already been completely discredited on the stand within the first 45 seconds. And now we have Investigator Handy. Come on.
Okay. So your records and notations from the date that you reviewed these images repeatedly in your description of the vertebral fracture use the word suggests.
Mm-hmm.
You don't use that word in relation to the rib fractures. Is that true?
That may be true.
Okay. So it suggested a vertebral fracture when you reviewed the images. Subsequent to that, you conferred with the DA's office. And today, and frankly, since we began hearing evidence in this case, nobody's using that word suggests. It's just a vertebral fracture. Does that surprise you?
I feel that when I
Chat
read
is
the
out of
studies to
control.
start with, I didn't have the studies from June, which were the final studies when the vertebral body was healed. So that was a little more confirmatory than when I read the scan to start with.
Yes.
So your conference with anybody, make sure I understand your testimony. Your conference with anybody prosecuting this case from the state did not cause you to go from it suggests a vertebral fracture when you review these images to today it's a vertebral fracture.
That is correct.
A little more
Related
confirmatory.
to the rib fractures, you indicated
I am almost positive it's a little more confirmatory. This is the state of things right now. A little more confirmatory.
Has this woman,
is she certain of anything ever?
has she ever made a declarative statement?
No. Well, just the
Okay.
squunching.
I am the princess. This is just as good as Detective Finger going in the back door of the residence during the witchcraft red rum trial. Oh my God, I remember that. I died laughing. There's Detective Finger and he kept going in the back door. I mean, it just, the simulation does not disappoint. All right, this is chat. This is not a full sex scandal face. Let me remind you what the full sex scandal face looks like. Ready? Here it is. Full sex scandal face. We are not quite there. We're
She just
almost
doesn't have
there.
thick lips. That
Yeah, I
it's
think
just
that's just a normal mouth closed look for her. She really needs to pull in more of a downturn in order for that to be the face. So yeah, we're not quite there
Yes.
yet. Not quite. We're almost. Keep watching though.
I think to Ms. Fox's questions that to your knowledge, you had never reviewed rib fractures deemed associated with birth. Did I understand your testimony correctly?
That's right. I've never seen rib fractures that have occurred with birth injury.
Okay. And you would agree with me, I think, that when children are born in America, either through normal vaginal deliveries or via C-section, absent some other usually emergent situation, we don't take babies and plop them in front of x-ray machines to see what may have happened as a result of the birth process. Is that correct?
That's true.
So we have no idea whether occult and asymptomatic fractures of ribs or compression of vertebrae occur or how often they occur during the birth process. Is that correct?
There's a lot of literature that has done pathology work. This has been talked about since 1946, and there's a lot of literature out there. So the fact that we don't x-ray every child doesn't mean that we don't know this. And we do see so many kids in our ICUs and our NICUs that are newborns that get x-rays, and we haven't seen it.
What do we think about her blink rate? It seems to be increasing. It seems to be increasing. I don't know if this would be considered a blink rate anomaly, but I want you ladies to keep looking at it and perhaps we'll see something here.
Okay, so they did studies in which they didn't x-ray every baby, but they just now know about all of these injuries, but they don't
I'm almost positive. Today. I'm almost positive this is bad science.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, what you see is a tiny percentage of children who are born every day in this country. Is that correct?
Yes.
It's like one blink every second.
In terms of the overall percentages, we and you have no earthly idea how often those types of injuries may occur via the birth process, correct?
I don't feel like I have no earthly idea, but we don't examine the majority of the patients.
So you don't know.
That's
right?
true.
In terms of vitamin D deficiency or insufficiency,
blink rate
would
increasing.
You agree with me that there's in that constellation of,
lots of blinking. I'm going to go ahead and say you can now cross off blink rate anomaly. When the vitamin D deficiency came up, her blink rate increased a lot, actually. She was doing she was doing 2 blinks per second. She was doing 1, 2, and then holding to 3, 4, blink, blink, holding. He brings up D vitamin and it's blink, 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 blink. Like, what? She does not like this line of questioning at all. Watch that again. I'm going to back that up because that was funny.
In terms of vitamin D deficiency or
1,
insufficiency,
2, 3, 4.
Would you agree with
5,
me that there's
6
in that constellation of connective tissue disorders, let's call them, there's a pretty wide range of severity? True?
With vitamin D, just the lab work, your vitamin D numbers.
Well, I don't want to be that terrible question. Let me start over. Okay. Osteogenesis imperfecta, Ehlers-Danlos Syndrome, sort of the constellation of diseases or syndromes that are connective tissue disorders. Some of those present as very, very mild situations. Is that correct?
There are some types of, there's a type of osteogenesis imperfecta that is very rare. It's the whole process is rare, but some types are extremely rare. There's a type of Ehlers-Danlos that is extremely rare. They say maybe 1 in 3 million people have it. Some can be very rare.
Okay. In a mild form of one of those syndromes, or in a mild case of vitamin D insufficiency, would you expect to see necessarily radiographic findings of that?
No, we don't. Rickets is a chronic vitamin D deficiency where there are actually bone changes. With rickets, there can be fractures, always in mobile kids, and not posterior rib fractures. Just with vitamin D deficiency, that's a very common thing in the United States. About 40% of kids are vitamin D deficient. There are no bony changes and no fractures.
Oh, chat. I think it's Sugar Baker from Designing Women. Julia Sugar Baker.
Julia Sugar Baker.
Delta
Oh my
Burke.
God. Although this one does not, she does not have the charisma that Julia Sugar Baker had. Julia was
but
like way over the top.
It's giving me those vibes.
She's their
Yes.
accountant in the firm. Was it Lamar?
Correct.
That's true.
That's the accurate way
That
to
was
say
their
that.
male friend.
Because not every child in every circumstance walking around out there that may have, and I'll use these phrases, occult and asymptomatic. What does that mean? What do those terms mean to you?
Asymptomatic, just no symptoms, and occult can be something that we can't see.
And
Or
these
that thing
rib
we do on the
fractures in this
7th
case,
floor
would you
with the
define
Johns
them as
Hopkins
occult
nurses.
and asymptomatic.
They were not occult. And I can't speak to the asymptomatic. I just read the x-rays.
Well, were they occult in that, in terms of the surrounding tissue, swelling, edema, there were no other signs of rib fractures?
Well, again, I was just reading the x-rays. So, and with rib fractures, we don't really see the swelling on an x-ray. So but I could definitely see the healing rib fracture, which was not occult.
You indicated that, if I understand your testimony correctly, regarding what you see in the vertebral fracture, that it was either a hyperextension, which would be a backwards extension, and a forward extension. Is that correct?
That's correct. It can be caused by that, or it can be caused by an axial load if the child is sat down really hard.
How much throughout the different scans that you viewed, how much access did you have to the overall records of this patient at CHOA?
We can look at the chart.
Were you made aware, or did you become aware that genetic testing had been completed that showed a genetic variant for him?
I looked at the labs yesterday, not at the time of the reading.
So you are aware now that there is a genetic variant noted for this child at one of the sites that produces collagen.
I did read that. It said that was an unusual mutation that was not supposed to have any clinical significance.
Okay, well, technically, it's called a variant of unknown significance. Is that correct?
Yes.
What does the word unknown mean?
I'm not a pathologist. I don't read those reports.
I'm not asking you for
But it's,
pathological. What does the word unknown mean to you?
how was it used in that sentence?
Variant of unknown significance.
Then they're not sure of the significance. Later on in that, they did say that they didn't think it had to do with clinical findings.
May have significance, may not have significance, correct?
Let me tell you how frustrating this is. If anybody's ever had genetic testing done and something comes up, a variant of unknown significance, that means you've tested positive for a genetic anomaly and the doctors just don't know what it does. That's all it means, but they will use it to say it's not it. That's because it's unknown. We don't know much about it. My mother has one of these weird genetic markers of unknown significance, and she was having unexplained seizures. And when you look up what can this genetic marker do and what are some symptoms? Like there's seizures and migraines that act like seizures. And one neurologist was like, yeah, that's it. And the other neurologist was like, no, that's definitely not it.
Yeah, that
Just
sounds
the whole medical community. Okay, I'm sorry, people. I'm sorry, medical doctors. I know you went to school for a really long time, but like, I don't know. Stop blowing smoke up our asses. If you don't know, just say you don't know. And if you do know, then say you know. But don't start saying things like marker of unknown significance, but it's nothing. Don't worry.
I mean, the greatest meaningful thing they've done with CRPS is change the name from RSD to CRPS. And they're like, we think it's more complex now. And I'm like, wonderful, Sparky. Anything else you can tell me? Like,
Yeah, exactly. Anything else? I know it's very upsetting. So here we go. So Jameson was tested and he had a marker of unknown significance, which does not mean no significance. It means they don't know.
That's what the report was saying. Again, I'm not a pathologist. So I don't really use their terms.
so you would say you're not pathological?
Well, I'll withhold that. Let me
Just
answer.
taking
All right,
notes
That's
here,
all I have
ma'am.
for you right now. Ms. Bernard, I have some questions.
Ms. Bernard. Good morning, Dr. Dixon.
Good morning.
At the outset, do you think you could show us the scan, the part of the scan from February 3rd that you were matching up to the scan we looked at on the posterior rib fractures?
Yes.
And Your Honor, if
you can step down and join Ms. Bernard there at the computer.
And then while we were getting to stuff, if we have the comparison that you looked at from November 18th and December 8th as well, that we could do the comparison on.
I think it was these.
Okay, do we have them on the desk or?
Are those?
I mean, I guess we can try the Elmo as well.
Okay. Okay, Abby, go get him. He just walked out the door. Give us just a second. It'll take just a moment to get all this.
All right, well,
investigator Huey
while
might
we're
know how to
getting
turn
our-
it on.
Hey, Joe, thanks for the 20. Almost only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades.
Yes.
You don't really want to hear that in your medical records, especially when they're taking your kid away from you. Well, we were
Okay.
almost positive it was abuse.
The state was almost coming up with a case.
They are almost organized.
Yes.
It might be easier to show the photographs on the Elmo than to go back and forth from the computer.
What's an Elmo?
And if could we go ahead
It's
and
like a
since we have
projector, but
February
cooler.
3rd up on the screen, can we get that projected, or did the Elmo and the?
I think when you turn the Elmo on, it turned the screen off.
Oh, it's
didn't
always
it?
so fun to listen to court people
Okay, so Ms.
talk
Fox,
about
pull out the
technology.
photographs if you don't already have them.
We've
Okay.
got them right here.
Okay.
I should have put tech problems on the
So-
bingo card.
You've got 6GG, and this is, so 6GG is from.
Oh my God, we're speeding this up. Nobody
Is
needs
that
to hear
November
this.
18th?
Okay, 6GG should be from January 14th.
Okay, so that's from January 14th. All right.
Okay.
Okay, so this is what we've seen before.
There is definitely.
Did they go
Okay,
to
wait a minute. Yeah.
Walmart?
Okay, help her. Number one. I know we're gonna get it fixed. Hold up, because we're gonna get it fixed. Just a second. I'll just take a little adjusting. Is it the light causing the glare, or okay? Can you go over those lights just a moment? They won't go any further down. Okay.
So if,
And can you make that larger too on the Elmo, or is that as large as you can make it?
In biggin. You guys, this
It's
is like if
almost
I did this.
focused.
okay, so we're looking at States Exhibit 6GG, which is one of the scans performed on January 14th.
All right,
of
I think we're
2022,
finally getting to
and
the
if you wouldn't
questioning now.
mind redirect. And then we're just ending on your
Shit.
conversation with Dr.
I didn't mean to do that.
So if
And can you make that larger too on the Elmo, or is that as large
Here
as
we
you can
are.
make it?
This is where we were. That's what she said.
14th of 2022, and if you wouldn't mind redirecting our attention to the areas of concern you had noted.
Yes, so this is one we saw earlier, And so if you
I
look
can't
at,
change the settings all of a sudden. Now I can't make it slow down. My mouse won't click on the.
It
What
doesn't need
happened?
a.
All right, I'm gonna have to refresh.
Can you give me your?
Are you kidding me?
Suggest
Son of
if,
a. Hold on.
say findings that would lead.
And this is
All right, here we go.
Look,
You're right.
almost set up
Chat,
for
I hear you that, like, yeah, it's very upsetting when you see these x-rays because they've stuck the baby in a tube and they're like holding the baby down and it's upsetting. I understand.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Turn the screen off.
Oh, here we go again.
Further down.
Okay, so we're looking at States Exhibit 6GG, which is one of the scans performed on January 14th of 2022. And if you wouldn't mind redirecting our attention to the areas of concern you had noted.
Yes. So this is one we saw earlier. And so if you look at.
I don't know where Rosalind is. I didn't kick her. She might have had to go and she'll come back.
Just a second, see the screen. So these areas that look like little balls here, right there, those are the areas we're looking at. We see the round, dense looking ball.
Round, dense
And
looking
then if
balls.
we
And
could
Rosalind is
compare
missing
that
this part.
to, 6GGG, which I believe is February 3rd.
Oh, where are the balls?
And you look at those same ribs. Let's see if we can get it.
And this is the January
The same
one?
ribs now, you don't see those little white balls. They just look nice and smooth.
Yeah, we can't see that shit at all. Someone please make this stop.
I'm better with ultrasounds.
Rosalind, what happened to you? Why did you pop out? It wasn't me. I didn't
So
kick
now
you.
Look at those same ribs. They're nice and smooth. There's no little white callus formation. Okay.
Yeah, why are these not digital? It's a good question.
And then if we can look at the scan from November 18th.
Take the envelope and pull them out. We hadn't pulled any of those out. They're marked, the envelope is marked.
Did anybody ask
These
Investigator
pictures are
Handy
marked
if
on
he
the
saw the
back,
balls?
too, correctly, so we'll be able to get them back in the right envelope.
They are in envelopes by date, but they have the.
Well, also, they
Okay,
haven't
thank
asked
you.
how long it takes for those little balls to go away.
Yeah, I think one of the other ones said it took a couple months.
Okay. All right. Because they've hammered home that it would take 10 to 14 days for the little ossified ball to even show up, or the little callus. So
Uh-huh.
I was wondering how long it would take for them not to be clear on the x-ray.
I think that male radiologist, the second one, said it took a couple months. But I could be wrong on that, so don't quote me.
Envelopes with advance, it simply states the hospital and date.
Okay, just want to make sure we can get them into the right envelope when we take them out.
This is 5G and
This is from.
so this is 5B that the witness has, and this is from November 18th.
Who's tapping rhythmically?
I don't know.
Okay, and if you could direct us to the areas of concern and consideration on this one.
So again, these ribs, these little ribs, you don't see the callus there. They just look nice and smooth, just like the opposite side.
So let me just make sure that I've got that one.
And what number was the one that you looked at?
That's 5B that we are looking at right now.
What's next? Medical records written on cuneiform tablets?
That's where we're going.
Showing you the December 8th, and if you could find what you think is the best view.
I am sorry, chat. There is no drum beat on the bingo card.
But this is 5AA that we're looking at.
So this was the second scale.
Coughing in the courtroom.
Nice and smooth. Don't see anything fractured, nothing healing.
Okay. All right, so these are the 4 comparisons on the ribs that we're looking at. And if I could ask you to return to the witness stand so we can complete the.
So if I have this correct,
I'm going to just leave these.
what that
4
was
out
just
for-
showing is that there were no calluses in November, no calluses in December, calluses in January, no calluses in February. Correct?
Yes. That's what I got down on my notes and
All right.
kind of how I understood how we were going through it.
Okay, I just want to make sure that I had that right. Okay.
That'll be fine. And then we've got 6HH over here. Okay, so Dr. Dixon, this was, I suppose, the main anomaly that you identified in the scan of Jameson Timms that was completed on January 14th, 2022, right?
Yes.
Okay. And did you examine Jameson Timms in person at any point?
No.
Okay, so just the scans.
Just the scans.
And you did say that you had access to his chart. So could you walk me through when you first became aware of Jameson Timms' case, whether it was on January 14th or when he was admitted to the hospital the previous day?
Yes, when I was reading the scan on January 14th, we get the indication for the scan, and then I always look to see if there's anything that's been done in the past. And in the chart, it mentioned they had a skeletal survey in November at Erlanger.
Okay. And so you did have the indication that there was, let me ask you actually, what indication did you have on the chart for when you were going into looking at what was going on with Jameson Timms?
Yes, from what I recall, it said bruising was the reason for the scan.
Bruising was the reason for the scan on January 14th.
Yes.
Someone in the chat, fill Terry in on this case quickly.
And on a radiologic scan, can you find any evidence that is associated with bruising?
We sometimes, depending if it's a long bone, we may see swelling that would go along with the bruising, not so much in the chest area. And then sometimes if the soft tissue is not really swollen, it's tough to see.
Okay. Did you see any evidence in any of the scans of that kind of swelling that would be associated with bruising?
No.
And you also mentioned possible causes of the anomalies that you located on the scans as being an axial load, like putting a lot of load onto a child's spine, right?
That can be. Yes.
And so about how much force do you know about how much force it would take to cause those injuries in that way?
It's hard to say, but we do see kids that fall out of 3-story window or 2-story windows and have no fractures at all. So it would take a good bit of force.
What?
Okay. So it would take to cause a compression fracture.
That's right.
And so a good bit of force, does that mean it would take more than falling out of a 3-story window? Or?
I think it would take more of a direct force. And with
What
the
in the
vertebral compression,
nebulous ephemeral bullshit are we talking about?
Who are these miracle children who fell out of a 3rd-story window and don't have a bruise?
Well, also, these are nebulous terms. I don't expect them to be like Cannon Daddy or the other acre guy. I don't expect them to say like, well, 34, cubic pounds of Newtonian force will break this bone. But, a fair bit of force is a colloquialism. I need to like, what's a fair bit? Is it like
Can we define that?
Is it like when they're running at each other in football? I don't know. I always call it T-Rex or not T-Rex, Tyrannosaur or what is it? Triceratopsing. Because
Triceratops. Jen says they dropped him from a 4-story window. She's almost positive.
Yeah. So, but it's all these nebulous terms. I don't like that. Again, if you're going to take a child away, I want you to be able to tell me, we see these kind of injuries with children that have suffered repeated strikes with a blunt force object, or
Right.
we see these type of injuries in a lot of squeezing or compression fractures. That's kind of the stuff I want. Not, it's a fair bit of force and he bent it a little. He was squunched, if you will.
Sticky Witch says a fair bit of force is the same as almost a lot of force. Man, I'll tell you what, this woman she's not selling it to me. I believe she was discredited in the first 45 seconds with her definition of suggest. I still haven't gotten over that. So, but yeah,
Well,
this just keeps getting worse.
And that's the kind of thing that I do like that that Brady's lawyer took time to define, because there are certain terms, medical terms, that mean something completely different. Like, I'll take Karen Reed, for example. Hank was getting caught up with the superficial label from the dog expert. Well, in medical terms, superficial just means that it stayed in the dermis layer, not going to the muscle. So he was using sort of the common layperson term of superficial, meaning it wasn't that deep. And what she was trying to indicate is that it was just to the top layer of the dermis.
I got that.
That it didn't get into
I
the
heard the
muscular
balls.
layer.
Yeah, imagine you drop out of the stream right when they're about to talk about round, dense balls.
I know.
Rosalind.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. It's
Your
unbelievable.
timing sucks.
Well, I'm here for it. I'm here for it now. I may have to bounce in
Fractures.
a minute, but
All right.
there's also the hyperextension, hyperflexion possibility that it can also cause these types of fractures.
I've got a fair bit of hate from my ex-wife.
Now, let me just back up a minute, because so you've been working at Children's Healthcare of Atlanta since 1992.
Yes.
And you did your fellowship over at Emory. I'm also an Emory grad, so it's
Yes.
and I live right by the new hospital, so I get to see your beautiful new facility all the time. And so have you you've always been in pediatric radiology? That has
Yes.
been your focus
Yes.
throughout your career. So is CHOA the first place that you worked after completing
Well,
all
except
your
when she
fellowships
was
and residencies?
studying
Yes.
zoology.
So it's kind of a career at CHOA.
Yes.
And have you been focused on the, I think it's called the Stephanie Blank Center for Safe and Healthy Children during that time? Or are you more generalized at the hospital?
We don't work over at Stephanie Blank. Patients are referred to us from there. A lot of our patients just come through our emergency room. I'm just based at the hospital.
Okay, based at the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
What are you going to do, Sticky? Rage
And
quit? Huh?
Were
Huh?
there any doctors who were involved in the case prior to referring it to you that you spoke to or communicated with?
No.
Were there any doctors associated with the case that you spoke to or communicated with after you completed your analysis of the scans?
No.
And how about Dr. Parikh, I believe was your second reader?
Yes. Now, I didn't speak to the other doctors outside of I didn't speak with the doctors that had read the November skeletal survey. But when I read my surveys, Yes, Dr. Preek was my second reader on the one in January.
So did you have any communication with Dr. Zinnia Fleming?
No,
Okay. How about Dr. Gregory Melnikoff?
no,
Dr. Stephen Messner
no.
or Dr. Verena Brown?
I've talked to Dr. Brown before
Finally,
coming
yes. Okay.
here, but not during the reading of the studies.
Okay. When did you have occasion to talk to Dr. Brown?
I spoke with her 2 weeks ago.
Okay. Was that the first time that you had spoken with her about the case?
Yes,
Okay. And did she contact you?
I contacted her.
Okay. And what was your reason for contacting her at that point?
She usually comes, she's our child abuse expert as a pediatrician, and she comes to court for child abuse cases. So I just wanted to know what to wear, what to expect.
You had hair talk with a
Talking
woman?
to a lot of people who don't have your scientific and medical background.
Wait, what?
We had hair talk confabs with a child abuse doctor to make sure you looked okay. I'm just making sure I'm understanding the level to which we paid attention to this case. You looked at the files again 2 weeks ago, and you were very worried about your appearance today. Okay, Murphy Brown, you pulled it off.
Is probably what she told you to expect, right?
They just make things so that everybody can understand. And
don't talk about vitamin D deficiency.
And don't talk about vitamin D deficiency. Yeah, exactly.
Did she tell you anything else about the case at that point?
She did not.
So I'm going to echo a little bit of what Mr. Hood had already asked you about, but you completed a skeletal survey and it looks like 10:05 a.m. on, I'm sorry, that was when the x-ray was performed, was between 9:49 and 10:05 a.m. on the 14th. And then you did the reading of
Flux is here
at 11:46 a.m. Does that sound right?
Yes.
How's everybody?
About how long does it
good.
take you to analyze a set of these scans?
We're a little
It depends
squunched.
on the scan. Sometimes if there are
Just a little.
findings that are equivocal, subtle, it could take 20 minutes. And if there are findings that are not as subtle, more like 10 or 15.
Okay. And how would you characterize the findings in this case?
Not
Has anyone
subtle.
ever had a
Not
subtle fracture?
That's right.
Isn't that called a hairline fracture?
Well, yeah, but I just love how she's like, look, when things are subtle, could take me a couple minutes. When things are not so subtle, could take me about 20 minutes. We just don't.
I was gonna say though, but is it almost subtle?
Well, Jen's almost positive that we're glad Flux is here.
Nice.
And
Nice.
there's a Spawn sighting in the chat. My college daughter is begging for money for lunch. I told her to ask her
Nice.
dad.
Ooh, that sounds like a good idea.
Ask
Hey,
your dad.
Megan,
He's on his way to town. He might take you to lunch,
The prices are down again for San Francisco.
Again, like, really?
Mhm.
Because yesterday they were up.
Today they're down where they were, actually lower than they were.
Really? All right. I'm going to have to take a look at that. We need to talk, Roz, about where we're going to stay.
And so you took about 10 or 15 minutes to review these scans?
I can't remember exactly. I would think it would be something like that.
And as to your findings, under spine, you put the vertebral body height of T10 is decreased, suggesting compression fracture, right?
Yes.
Now, What would it have taken to not have suggesting in there?
If it were completely flat, I would say. It caught my eye. I wasn't confused by the fact that it was a fracture, but we don't like to put things in our reports that are going to accuse people wrongly. And so things that are, say the your body wasn't completely flattened, but it looks shorter than the others, is why I probably said suggest.
What in the Kamala Harris
So
was
let
that?
me just make sure I'm understanding that correctly. The fact that it was at
I'm sorry, I'm gonna have
6
to hear
millimeters.
I'm gonna have to hear that again. Spawn is distracting me. She's begging for lunch money, and I keep telling her, stop leaving the house without packing the food that we buy. We spend $800 on groceries, and then you want me to pay for lunch out? Are you kidding? No. Take your
Yes,
snack
Mom.
packs, stick them in your bag, and eat them at school. I spent $800 on those snack packs and berries and grapes and yogurts and Go-Gurts and everything you could possibly want.
Well, believe me, we don't have
But
snack
did you
food
get the
right now, so-
Doritos?
Yeah, did you get the Doritos,
No,
Mom?
I didn't. I didn't get the Doritos.
We have nothing to eat then, Mom. That's nothing. Not
Do you
one
know what
thing.
she said? Do you know what she said when I told her, why didn't you pack a bag of food? She said, I have too much to carry and the food always gets gross. I'm like, wait a minute. Packaged food gets gross? What are you talking about? Take a little lunch. I have so many little lunch cooler bags. Stick an ice pack in there. Put your yogurt and your grapes in there, and it will not be gross between 9 and 12 p.m. Stop it.
She's gonna rage quit.
Don't you have to carry a book bag and a lunch bag?
I know.
No,
I know.
ma'am. No, ma'am.
Look at her. Look at her. Look at this.
I
Look
don't
at her.
want to carry that.
I don't want to
Why
carry
does
those.
why
It's
does
too
this
much.
feel like
It's
me
too-
talking to my daughter, my middle daughter.
I agree.
Flux, shut your dumb stupid mouth.
Hey,
How dare
man,
you?
I just got a wagon because I have to park like away from our parking lot is away from our front door. So in order to not have to carry groceries and break my arms by carrying everything all in one trip, I just got a wagon.
That's a good idea.
Jen the Couch Fairy says, I'm almost positive she won't starve. I am similarly almost positive that she will not starve. Yes, chat, my daughter is in the chat. The reason why she's here is because she knows I won't look at my text messages right now. So she's begging publicly in the chat. Instead of just, doing what I told her to do.
I love that she puts, yes, I'm the child.
Do we need to time out the spammer? Listen, Spawn.
That would be funny.
Spawn, you're 19 years old. Figure it the hell out. Oh, now she's pulling it, and now she's putting it on thick.
She misses you.
Oh my gosh, stop it. Now stop it. Fine, I will text Dad and tell him to come rescue you.
Oh my gosh, can we get chicken fingers and a Frosty, Mom?
Is why I probably said suggest.
We're getting Frosties.
So let me just make sure I'm understanding that correctly. The fact that it was at 6 millimeters meant that it was suggested, but if it had been, 4 millimeters, you would have said this is definitely a compression fracture.
When it would be something that people that don't read these all the time would look at and say, oh, that looks different. That would be probably something that would not be as suggestive. When it's something that takes somebody who's read films all their lives to see, then I was just saying suggestive.
Okay.
What?
Well, then
why is she so
I hope I
excited
didn't
about that?
misunderstand you as to the meaning of subtle here, but
I
Ma'am,
didn't
what does subtle mean?
I didn't understand a single word of her response to that. Not a single word, but okay.
you're saying it was not a subtle finding, but that only somebody who has read films their whole life would even notice this.
It wasn't subtle to me. It wasn't subtle to Dr. Parikh.
Oh my.
But it
Yeah,
might be
you
subtle to somebody
peon.
that doesn't look at chest x-rays all the time.
Oh, she's getting a little choked up.
Somebody get that chair
So,
some WD-40.
What other, if any, evidence of the kind of trauma you are describing did you see in the scans?
Just the rib fractures and the vertebral body.
Okay. So what about any swelling or blood collection in the eyes or brain?
I don't read those. The neuroradiologist reads the heads, the head CTs. I don't.
Okay,
look
so
at
you weren't
those.
even looking at the head CT at all.
That's right. Just at the scans that you've seen, just the skeletal surveys.
And
I'd
now,
be dizzy if I was shaking my head. that much.
particularly when you are dealing with infants and these very small bones, do you often order a follow-up MRI to obtain more information about the irregularity or abnormality that you have located?
We don't. Our standard of care is to get a second skeletal survey 2 weeks later. And in that way, we can either pick up fractures that are now starting to heal or see if what we questioned has changed. Let us know if that was a correct finding. But we don't usually do MRI.
Why not? I mean, wouldn't you be able to get an MRI right then and it would be able to give you some more information about the loss of vertebral height?
Well, it's just not necessary since we could see it. We knew we could follow it up. MRI with a baby, it could have been done, but it's just not something that's really necessary.
Okay. Do you agree that you would have been able to get more information about this loss of vertebral height or what was going on with the spine if you had gotten an MRI?
That's true.
Are you involved in any, so it was your decision not to get the MRI?
No, that's not my decision.
Whose decision
I
would
just
that
read
be?
the films. That would be the physicians that had ordered the study.
Okay, so would that be, in this case, Dr. Xenia Fleming? Or do you recall?
I don't recall who was on the order, but that's not our standard at Children's to do MRIs with these kids. So it wasn't, but it wouldn't have been my decision.
Okay. Now, an MRI, does that have the same risk to a child as an X-ray in terms of the radiation to which they're being subjected?
No radiation.
Okay, so is there any negative consequence associated with an MRI for an infant?
If we can swaddle them in a blanket tightly and they'll stay still, there's not. If they won't stay still, we have to sedate, and then the child under 6 months has to be admitted for the night.
Okay.
Wasn't the child already admitted?
All right, so I'm just trying to
Yeah, I'm
understand
not
if
sure.
there's
Had already
any
kidnapped
negative
him?
consequences or health reasons why you might not want to order an MRI.
No, it just not necessary.
Okay. Now, as a pediatric radiologist who is familiar with all of the periodicals, et cetera, are you familiar with the Van Gemmert study regarding asymptomatic infant rib fractures?
I'm not.
Okay, so it would have been an article from 2023 in Children, the pediatric publication, by Martin Van Gemmert, Marianne Vlaming, Stephen Guybeff, Peter Nichols, and Martino Newman. So
I don't know those names.
Okay.
Well, maybe you
And
should.
They're out of the Netherlands. Are you familiar with any of the research that has been done in the Netherlands and Scandinavia regarding their national child abuse registry and the way that asymptomatic rib fractures are associated with accusations of child abuse?
I have heard of the Swedish studies in that they've been refuted by the American Academy of Pediatrics and the Society for Pediatric Radiology.
Shut up.
Okay, well, so you're
This is
familiar
like
with them
those
in the
doctors. This is like those doctors who are like, when you say to them, you know, these are the ones who want to give hormone replacement therapy to every 4-year-old who doesn't want to wear a skirt. And the studies coming out of Sweden and where all these other places are like, hey, hormone replacement therapy is really bad for children. It causes osteoporosis and then in lifelong injuries, and they can't stand up straight anymore and they'll have pain forever. And it doesn't actually solve gender dysphoria. And there's all these findings. And they go, in these court cases, I think it was at the Supreme Court, are you aware of the studies out of, Europe that show all of these things? And they go, only to the effect that they've been completely debunked by the American Academy of Pediatrics. Sir, at what point do we not say the American Society of Pediatrics is a shit show full of clowns? Maybe is the American Pediatric Society the same type of people who run the FDA? Because if so, fuck them all. Because the FDA says it's okay for you to have gallons of red dye 40. Screw the ADHD that's involved, but the FDA wants you to drink glyphosate. So
Not
I don't
every day, just a couple days a week, Megan. Come on.
The American Academy of Pediatrics thinks it's okay to give your kid cough medicine that is 50% red dye 40. I don't trust anything the American Academy of Pediatrics has to say, lady. I just don't. I think that the studies coming from other countries are more reliable, because they don't have the politics that we have here. For whatever reason, we've got political reasons why people want to make us unhealthy and sick here.
Yeah, and
It's
I think
financially
that's a lot of
beneficial.
And there is a lot of politics in it. I personally don't have a dog in the fight as far as what gender dysphoria is and all that. I do think that I'm uncomfortable if my girls have to change in a locker room, and I would have to come to that and talk to them about that before. But what I don't like is people ignoring science based on ideology.
Mm-hmm.
Then stop calling yourself a scienceologist, all right? Call yourself a Scientologist and make it clear.
Call yourself a politician, because that's what you are if you put politics ahead of science. And that's what a lot of these people will do. And saying that I know of these studies only in that the American Academy of Pediatrics has said they're garbage. So you didn't read the study yourself, which shows me you're not the kind of doctor I want, because you didn't actually do your own research and find out, do I find this study to be compatible with what I've learned? Or maybe what I've learned isn't always correct. Because if you're a scientist and your doctors are scientists and you've come to the conclusion that the science is settled, I don't want to know you, and I think you should lose your license. The science is never settled. We learn things every day, and if you're not willing or open to learning new things, get the fuck out of the white coat. I don't want you anywhere near me or my kids, because that means you're not going to treat us with the most available information that's coming out now. Not 30 years ago when they thought it was okay to drink red dye 40 by the gallon.
Since that you think they're wrong, are you familiar with them in what they say?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
Not that particular one. I'm familiar with several articles that have been published in Britain and here, but not that particular one.
Okay. So an asymptomatic rib fracture would be one where the child is not presenting with any pain or obvious dislocation or anything else that would be apparent, right?
Correct.
Do you have any information suggesting that that was not the case for Jameson Timms? Or would you agree that this was an asymptomatic rib fracture?
As I said, I did not see the child. He came in for bruising. So I wouldn't call that asymptomatic.
Okay.
There wasn't bruising on his chest. He came in for discoloration on his legs. How does that relate to rib fractures? Oh my God, this woman can fuck all the way off. Like, off you fuck. This is ridiculous.
She can go squinch herself.
Squinch.
Yes. This is a loaf that needs to be squinched.
Squinch herself.
This is seriously squunched up. You may go to the bingo card.
Yes.
And this is squunched up. Now comes off the bingo card. This is
Is
squunched
that
up.
on the bingo
everybody.
card?
Yes.
Yes.
We have a new bingo card today.
Nice.
Bucks.
Nice.
JKD Bucks says, get squunched. We're putting that on
Yes.
tomorrow's bingo card. Okay. Get squunched is going on tomorrow's. Squunched with 2 U's. Get squunched.
Get squunched, man.
Lady, get squunched.
So if I told you that actually he came in for bruising at the November appointment where there was what y'all believe was a totally normal scan, and that was not the reason for the visit in January of 2022, would that change your assessment or opinion at all?
No.
What?
I'm just reading films and
What a bitch. Go back to your bingo cards, everyone. Go back to your bingo cards and check off what a bitch, because we are here. We have arrived at what a bitch. What do you mean it wouldn't change your opinion to find out that he did not come into the hospital for bruising? He had no bruising when he came in for that January scan. So what do you mean? The one that he had the completely normal scan, he came in for bruising in November. Normal scan. It wouldn't change your opinion to find out he had no bruising in January and that's not why he came in? Who is she kidding?
Herself.
Well, but she's being very honest here. It wouldn't have changed her assumption. She was looking for child abuse. She saw it. And I'm guessing that was what part of the conversation with that, child abuse doctor was, other than actual tips. The doctor was probably saying, no, nothing's going to change your opinion. If the defense comes up, don't give them an inch, even if it looks stupid.
This is ridiculous. Chat, somebody's asking for the bingo link. It is pinned to the top of the chat. It's underneath the Super Tips link. You have to open it up, then go where it says bingo link and click on that. So Super Tips is on the top, bingo link is beneath that. So click on the bingo link and you will find your card. So far on the bingo card, we have what a bitch, hair talk, blink rate anomaly, coughing in the gallery, free. This is squunched up. And this simulation does not appoint because, investigator handy. Flux, you weren't here for that. There's an investigator in this. There's an investigator in this case named Investigator Handy.
No.
Hand jobs for everyone. Yes.
Oh, Lord.
And the chat pointed out that it was almost as good as Detective Finger going in the back door.
Yep.
The witchcraft trial.
Yep.
I guess we're going to have to hear more about what Detective or Investigator Handy did. And I have a feeling it's going to be hilarious. All right.
we have these are well-documented findings, so it wouldn't change what I said.
Okay, but in terms of characterizing it as an asymptomatic rib fracture, would the fact that was not, in fact, the reason that he came in January, that was the reason for the other visit in November, would that change your assessment of it being an asymptomatic rib fracture?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh.
So, given that,
so you do change your opinion.
Regarding the reason for
No. You just said you wouldn't change your opinion. And now when held to the fire, now suddenly you would have changed your opinion. That it's asymptomatic.
What a bitch.
What a bitch. I know. It's if I had 2 squares, we would be checking off both of them.
This is the kind of cahoon that is sneaky in their cahoon. I would rather have a loud Canton cahoon than a sneaky kind cahoon like this one, because you look all crazy when you meet them with, typical cahoon energy, and they always end up looking like they know what, like the lady, when they have been this is coon entrapment.
Entirely
This is
tuned.
coon
It is
entrapment.
coon entrapment. You're right. Does that count for Mo drops the C word? I don't think so. She didn't actually say it.
She didn't actually say it yet.
No, I haven't been pushed to the full word yet.
Would you agree
We just got the
then that
pre-chub
this-
hate boner.
what
Yes.
you have observed in Jameson Timms'
I'm
scan
working on
on
it.
January 14th, 2022 would be an asymptomatic rib fracture?
I think that's hard for radiologists to say. I don't know if the child was irritable, eating. I don't know anything but what I see on the film. So, or what I've been told when they order it. So I can't really
But
say.
you have access to the
Well,
chart.
so I think if we can talk about this with your
Right.
expertise a little
It should
bit,
be in the
and
chart.
we've got a little bit of time before lunch, which hopefully we can continue to elucidate this for the jury.
What's on your
what are
head,
the type
Mo?
of symptoms you would expect to see with a
What?
rib fracture?
There was something that just appeared
It's
on your
hard to say
head.
in a newborn. As y'all
Is
know,
that
with
on the
kids,
YouTube?
it's hard to say
You have a
what's
bow
going
head?
on with them. They might not be sleeping well. They might not be eating well.
Oh, I zoomed in a minute. So
Oh,
my
I was gonna say, I was like, do you have a filter on? It looked like there was a big red
No.
thing on your forehead.
Yeah, it does kind of look like I'm being sniped by a, Fed drone every time I try to zoom in or out, which is kind of, I'm sure
perfect,
there's a way
actually.
to erase the little red thing, and that would help if I could read the instructions, but y'all know I don't do that.
For a minute, I thought you had put a filter on. Hey, chat, there's 454 of you here. There's probably a few more of you over in the Rumble ghetto, but I wouldn't know because I'm not going to go over there. But thank you for being here. Make sure you hit that thumbs up, whether you're here or on Rumble. And today we're streaming on X. I don't know why I did that. I just decided to do it. I don't know if that does
Woohoo.
anything for me. I have no
You
idea.
get about twice the viewership, if not more than that, on Twitter than you do on YouTube. Or at least that's my experience.
Well, but I don't want people to go view it on X instead of YouTube because there's no interaction with the chat over there.
Yeah, that's
you
the
can
other
get
thing.
interaction with the chat.
I can't even see the chat. Where's
I
the
have no
chat?
idea how to work the
It
Twitter's-
populates in the side with the YouTube chat and the Rumble chats.
What?
I love how Flux is like, you guys, come on, you guys.
How do you know
both of
this?
you.
Yeah.
Well, no.
I
Well, there's
used to- I
apparently
used to
there's
stream-
apparently there's no one in the chat on X. There's like 200 people, but no one in the chat, which is weird.
People don't typically chat as much on Twitter. Mostly it's just people that will scroll and watch, and people don't like typically chat as much. But yeah, like I mean, I used to stream to Twitter through Streamyard, and I'd get the I'd get the chats in the chat on the side.
Interesting. Well, I've done that just to see if it would increase viewership, but it does look like we're at about 460 of you here on YouTube. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe. And if you are a lurker, put just a couple of characters in the chat so that YouTube actually counts you as a view, because something weird that they are doing
No
is not
lurking.
counting lurkers as viewers now, and they're taking those views away from creators. So if you are not chatting here on YouTube, just make sure you put a smiley face or something so that YouTube counts you as because I think you count to me.
Yes.
Those of you who don't want to participate in the chat, I think it's okay. Oh, Flux, yes, I see your X comment.
See?
Weird.
I got you.
Huh.
Awesome
Yeah.
sauce.
Okay, so it does work. It's just there's nobody over there. Okay. There's people, but like no one chatting. But yeah, make sure that you put some kind of just anything in the chat, and so that your lurker status will go to a view status, because YouTube is trying to destroy channels for whatever reason. They're trying to destroy us. They hate us. They hate all of their creators. They're just trying to destroy our views.
Yeah, they're pretty much.
They're doing bad things again over there at YouTube. So in order to make sure that the algorithm knows you're here, make sure that you slap that like button and you leave a comment in the chat. And if you like the show, you support the show, please do send super chats or super tips pinned to the top of the chat. Also, in the description of this video, there is a link to a GoFundMe to help the Timms rebuild their life after what the state did to them. The state destroyed their lives. Brady Timms is working 2 jobs just to put food on the table and to try and pay some of the debt that they owe to like several different lawyers. And it's absurd. And the last time I checked their GoFundMe, their goal was $10,000 and they are now up to $8,300. So it's getting there. And I know that you guys who have been watching have been donating because a lot of the donations have come in the last like 5-6 days that we've been covering this. So I do encourage you to go check it out. And if you can't afford to drop them a couple bucks, share it out with your friends on social media because somebody might. And we want to make sure we support them. All right, getting back to it. What's this woman's name? Paula Dixon.
They may just seem cranky. It's
cranky.
Just tough to say when you've got a tiny one.
She makes me cranky.
Anything... Is there anything that you would expect to see associated with a rib fracture?
In a baby, it's like I say, it's just a guess. I guess if you pick them up and they cry, but you never know why they're crying, and it's just tough with babies. That's why the X-rays are important because we don't really know what they're feeling.
Yeah, we should do roll call every stream. This is your chance if you're lurking. We just want to know that you're here. Please raise your hand in the chat.
And again, I know you talked about a little bit of this with Mr. Hood, but did you, after you learned about the variant of unknown significance relating to collagen production that Jameson Timms had, correct?
Yes.
Did you become aware of his abnormal levels of lipase at any point?
No.
Did you become aware of the factor 9 assay that was done that indicated abnormal results?
No.
Okay. Would any of these abnormal findings out of the lab work or blood work impact any of the assessment that you are making of the radiological scans?
No.
They would not. Okay.
What?
No.
So is there anything else that you haven't told us about that you have learned from these?
I'm starting to understand why this woman went into zoology. It's making more sense now.
Scans that the jury needs to know about?
No.
No other information other than what you've already shared with them?
That's correct.
Okay. If I could have just one moment, Your Honor.
Certainly.
Did you ever have occasion to work with a Dr. Stephen Messner relating to the scans that were done on February 3rd?
Right?
That's a bad dude. He's a bad dude.
So if he had prepared a report that talked about T11 having a loss of vertebral height, would you have been involved in that at all?
I was not.
Okay. And so if any of the reports had indicated different ribs beyond the 8th, 9th, and 10th, would you have been involved in those?
No.
I guess, how important of a mistake is that in your view, mixing up the numbers of the ribs or the numbers of the vertebrae?
It's easy to do, particularly the vertebrae. Particularly on the lateral, the side film, we're counting. And
is that an excuse? Is that any excuse? Let me ask you something. Is it an excuse that it's difficult to get the right vertebrae number? Is it though? How many of them are there? No making out on stream, Rosalind. What the hell? What is that? Tell him to keep it in his pants while you're on camera. For fuck's sake, Duke. What are we doing here? I mean, I know she's adorable, but for God's sake, right in the middle of a good rant.
I'm sorry.
Also, can our doctors count? They're like, I'm sorry. I'm a medicalologist. I didn't expect to count today.
How many vertebrae are there? 20, 22? Like, how hard is it to find which one it is? Count from the top.
Well, and not only that, I'm like, I mean, we don't need to know which leg to amputate. It's fine. We don't know which kidney we're supposed to take. It's fine. We don't know which vertebrae is fucked up. It's fine. Like,
for God's sake.
Yeah, that's
No!
pretty much how we're going.
Man, I love all these lurkers who are outing themselves, lurking,
Lurketh.
driving. I lurketh. I lurketh.
There are so many.
Lurking in the
Yeah, I
UK,
didn't know
lurker
that.
here.
I
Look
need
at how
to
many lurkers. Holy
read
cow.
things.
You know what?
So many of
We
them.
need to bring the lurkers into the fold. I
Oh
feel
my God,
convicted.
lurkers unite, but like
Lurkers.
without
Ooh.
peopling.
Yeah.
They're
Lurkers
it's too
unite
peoply in here.
online.
Oh, it's like it's the online version of people watching.
It is.
Yeah, that's true. That's also true. Also true.
I'm not
Yeah,
gonna
I
lie,
like
that's
that
like me on
those
most
of you-
of the streams.
Damn it, Jim. I'm a doctor, not a numerologist. Was bloodletting or leeches attempted? How about a lobotomy?
Don't give them ideas.
I'll tell you what, these people absolutely kill me. And I'm sorry, after 2020 and the tyranny of the doctors that we all lived through, that I've lost all respect for most of the medical industry, and having to deal with what I've had to deal with lately with if you have any kind of medically fragile kid and you're, trying to find answers, it is not fun, folks. It is not fun. And I don't know, like 6 out of 10 doctors that you meet are just useless. At least in my case, I finally met one that gave me some good answers and made me actually feel like he knew what he was talking about after seeing, I don't know, 7. So 1 out of 7 was someone that I felt was trustworthy. That's unfortunate.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think I'd buy Ron Popeil's Juice-O-Matic if I had those odds. 1 out of 10, you'll get juice and it won't explode.
Oh, no.
Right. Yeah, the odds are not good. And I would love to have respect for the medical profession. I just don't ever since 2020. And I'm sorry for that, but I'm not sorry. Sorry, I'm not sorry. You treated us like garbage, and this is what you get. You get now eyed with skepticism going forward. So,
yeah,
I don't like
we've
this
got
woman.
99 problems, but Pfizer ain't one. Step on past, ma'am.
Actually, it's a little bit oblique. You may not see the rib coming down to know just where to count. So that would be, I think, pretty easy to do.
Okay.
I think it's pretty easy to count them. I don't know, ma'am.
Okay. And
I mean, you're a
you
doctor.
mentioned
You made it through
testified in
med
court
school.
quite a few times, right?
Just
You
twice.
can't count?
Oh, just twice. You've testified
In the
court.
90s. Mhm.
Okay. So this is the first time you've been to court in quite a while on this.
Yes.
then. Okay, fantastic.
In 30
And then
years.
was there anything else in your conversation with Dr. Verena Brown regarding Jameson circumstances, other information that may have been learned, other conclusions that they had drawn and were seeking to advise you of?
No.
Hey, I am not a medicalologist, and I said there were 20 to 23 vertebrae. There are 33. I was only off by 10. Frankly, I think that makes me better at this than she is.
Oh
I
my
was only
gosh,
off
are you
by
going to
10.
apply as head of CHOA medical director? Because I think you could make it.
I can tell you this, I can count to 33. I can do it right now, really fast in front of everyone. I can count to 33 without making one mistake.
All right, I believe those are all my questions. Thank you for your time, Dr. Dixon.
Thank you, Ms.
Really?
Bernard.
That's
Ms.
it?
Fox, do you have any additional
Oh,
questions?
we have a witch sighting.
You can.
There's a witch in the gallery wearing a cape.
And I've already showed these to the fans, but I've marked it 7.
Can't
8,
tablecloth.
8. Real quick.
States Exhibit 7 and States Exhibit 8.
Mm-hmm.
Are you familiar with what they are?
Yes.
And are you the witness that actually prepared those for me by putting arrows on those films?
Yes.
Your Honor, at this point in time, the state would tender 7 and 8. I think both sides have asked her to come to the stand and show where the breaks are. I had her prepare these for demonstrative purposes for the rest of my witnesses, since she can't stay with us throughout the trial, so that I could use them. I understand they would not go out to the jury, but I do want to use that as demonstrative evidence throughout the trial.
Are you offering both defendants 7 and 8 for demonstrative purposes?
Correct. It is copies of the original scans, but there are arrows on them to locate the injuries.
Mr. Hood, any objection? Ms. Bernard?
I don't think so. Our clients have of course never seen these before. So.
Okay.
I served them on the defense, but I served them a while ago.
Okay, and let me add just for purposes of the ladies and gentlemen of the jury, just so you'll understand, when evidence is offered for demonstrative purposes, that means the witnesses may be asked questions about it here in the courtroom, but those exhibits will not go out to the jury room with you. So any objection to states exhibits 7 and 8? Ms. Bernard?
No objection, Your Honor. I think, we've tried to have her compare them as much as possible, and ideally, I would love to have one with arrows for the other dates as well, but we have no objection.
Okay. So states exhibits 7 and 8 will be admitted for demonstrative purposes only.
I have just a couple follow-up questions. I'll do the last one first. You had indicated that you never talked to Dr. Messner about the February scans, but you were the reader of the scans.
Right.
And the scans, I think you've testified, I don't want to misstate it, but we've gone over it several times. At that point, you could no longer see the rib fractures.
Yes.
You could see the compression fracture at T10.
Yes.
And there's been a lot of language on cross-examination about the compression fracture and what language is used and not used. I'm going to just ask point blank, is the image that you saw of T10 a compression fracture or not?
It is.
And why is it a compression fracture?
Because in comparing before and after, there was a change. It went from a normal size, smaller, back to normal.
No further questions, Your Honor. That will conclude my redirect at this time.
Thank you, Ms. Fox. Mr. Hood?
I didn't think we were going to get through this today, but we did. And actually, this might be a good time because, look, you know who's next? Dr. Verena Brown is next. And it is a 3-hour testimony. And she is the child abuse pediatrician. So I guess I really only have 15 more minutes before, actually not even, I only have like 10 more minutes before I have to go. So I don't think that we will be starting that today. I think we'll wait on that till tomorrow and we will start Verena Brown's testimony. That one is going to be epic. You guys are not going to want to miss Verena Brown. She is the child abuse doctor. She is hot. And in fact, I'm going to do a little bit of research because I know she has a very checkered past. She's been sued before lots of times for similar things, diagnosing abuse where there was actually a underlying medical condition or no abuse at all. And you're not going to believe this woman's, how do I say this? Not appearance on the stand, but her behavior, shall we say?
Oh,
it's going to be interesting.
Oh, do we get weird facial movements again?
There's a whole list of things that is going to come up with Dr. Verena Brown. And there's going to be some bingo squares.
Syndrome. I see.
Complex Cahoon syndrome. Yes, perhaps. Nice. So thanks everybody for tuning in today. This is going to be a 3-hour bore. No, it's not going to be. It's not going to be boring. I can tell you that. Yeah, not a bore. Absolutely not a bore. She's going to really make you angry. So make sure you have your blood pressure meds on standby for tomorrow. I believe. I don't know what time we'll be doing this tomorrow. Does 11 work better for you all instead of 9? Is 9 too early?
Either works for me. I did take the entire time to try to figure out graphical stuff, so that helps having graphical stuff, before noon, but I can also do it afternoon, so.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll get back to you guys about what time it's going to be tomorrow.
I put a link in the private chat about a hotel I found in San Francisco.
Oh, excellent. Okay, I'll check that out.
It's right across the street from the church.
I saw
Eight
that
Wheels
and
roller disco.
A roller disco?
Awesome.
Rosalind, I cannot break a hip. Okay.
No, me either. I just thought it was
I can't risk it. I can't risk breaking a hip. We are not going to the roller derby. That's not happening.
Dang it.
Sticky Widget, thanks for the super tip.
God damn it, Megan. We tried Princess Pigtails when you were 6. You complained nonstop and they got tangled in the McDonald's slide. They had to call the fire department and a hedge trimmer. All the other kids were crying. I had a raging headache. It cost me $200. We are not doing that again. God damn it, Megan. We tried Princess Pigtails.
Wait, why is it
when
doing
you
it
were
twice?
6. You
Stop. I don't. Rylan. Then we have Rylan Poole. Thanks for the 5.
I'll catch this on the replay. Nick Riccieta finally proved he's still
Riccieta.
alive, and I'm catching up on his show from last night. I have half of it left, and he's not gotten himself into trouble so far.
I did see part of it. I turned it on this morning because I was looking at YouTube. You know how when you look at YouTube and you don't have the volume on, it'll start the video. Well, Nick's intro, he appeared to be screaming, and I was like, what the hell is this? So I turn it on, and it's him literally freaking out and screaming in his intro. It was a very funny intro. For those of you who haven't seen it, his stream last night, the very beginning, I was laughing for a long time. He was screaming uncontrollably. It was very funny. Very, very funny. So those of you on the replay, don't forget to check out the description, the link in the description to the Timms family, to their GoFundMe, and help them out. Go subscribe to Mo in the Deep End. Mo, what do you got coming up that you want people to know about?
Tonight at 6 p.m., Shizzy and I are going to be going over the Koberger documents. Neither Shizzy or I kind of got into the trial, and since he pled guilty, we're just going through and looking at what we might have learned and how the investigation kind of got started from the documents perspective. Now, I will say that I am willing to entertain how Brian pleading guilty is underwater, upside down, 3D, upside, I think, reverse Uno chess to show that he's innocent, depending on the level of how my leg feels. So, you know.
He's not innocent in any way. Nope.
No,
these people on Twitter and who are freaked out about this, and they think that they got the wrong guy. I'm like, are you watching the same investigation that I'm watching? I don't know how you could be. That he did it. Like he did it. All evidence points to him.
Well, the fact that he signed and said, I done it.
I did it.
Kind of points to it for me.
Yeah, that's also
it was
a good
little
point.
subtle. It was almost positive. He done it.
Yeah.
All right, so that's tonight at 6 p.m.
Yes.
What about you, Rosalind Duke? Everybody go subscribe to Rosalind Duke. Roz, what do you got coming up?
I have Deconstructing Conspiracy, Otter Creek edition. We're heading back to We're heading back to Northport, and I have a surprise guest. Yes.
What time is that?
That is tomorrow at 5 p.m. Central.
Okay. And Flux, what do you got going on over at House of Flux with 2 X's? Go subscribe, chat.
Just still doing more of the zombie hunting, and we've reached I think I'm close to day 60, but I also have an 8-page research paper due. So I don't know if I'm going to be streaming until I get that complete. So homework
after
first.
you do get that complete, let's plan another gaming stream too. I want to do another trucking and or maybe Red Dead. We haven't done Red Dead in a while.
Ooh,
we need to do that. I'll be gone for this weekend.
That's awesome.
Oh yeah, Red Dead.
You should get it
Redemption
and
is so
play
fun.
with us.
Oh, you should.
We should do
It's
a
so fun.
lady posse.
We should. I can't hit anything though. Don't count on me to actually shoot anyone for you. I'm pretty good with my shirts.
I suck at Tetris, so I gave up on Super Mario when I would push the jump button and pick up the controller, and Mario wouldn't jump with me. Yeah, I was like, "Come on, Mario, jump! You're a plumber. You work with pipes. Just go in.
Get in there."
Oh, that would be fun. I'm down. I'm so down.
All right. I won't be here this weekend, but next weekend, let's do it. Let's do it next weekend. The following, not
Cool
this
beans.
one, the one after.
Cool.
All right. We're out of here. Am I going to, I guess I should try and redirect you somewhere. Is there somewhere to redirect you today? I don't know. Let me see. Let me go into the, nope, that's not it. 1, 2, 3, not it.
Nose
Who's
goes.
on right now? Is there anybody on? Looks like nobody I know is on. All right, never mind. I have nowhere to send you.
Do you go to the YouTube homepage or do you check from the actual customization thing? Because the customization, if you go in to redirect that way, it never shows me anybody. I always have to go to my YouTube homepage because it won't show me anybody that's streaming ever. And I have to go to just physically
Sometimes
check
it
and
won't show
see.
Megan, and I'll have to
How
physically
do you
like go in
redirect
and
from
put.
there?
You just have to go, like, you click on the stream and you grab the actual URL. And so when you go to redirect it, you just paste the URL directly there.
Oh, I didn't know you could do that. Oh, that's
Learning things today. Oh no.
That's interesting. All right. Well,
Yay, I knew something.
All right. Well, I can't find anything though. So you guys go do your own thing. Maybe do some squats or something. All right. Everybody see you tomorrow.
Or
Thanks for-
scrunches.
Bye,
or
y'all.
squunch. Do your squunch.